Women, empowering women and non-binary individuals to pursue their goals of working in STEM-related fields. So our team is composed of Nadine, Sarah, Noel, and me, Victoria. And as women in STEM, we recognize that finding safe spaces for women and non-binary individuals in STEM can actually be quite difficult. Oftentimes, when this community looks into breaking into STEM, they may find themselves asking, where do I even start? There's so much information available online that it's actually quite hard to distinguish between what is important and what is redundant. They may also find themselves asking questions like, where do I seek help? And who do I turn to? And because there's a significant lack of representation of women and non-binary individuals in STEM, it can be quite difficult to find allies, as existing male-dominated communities can often be daunting to join. So our vision was to give this community of female and non-binary individuals the tools that they need to make meaningful connections and kickstart their career. We created an all-in-one platform that allows women and non-binary individuals to find mentors or mentees, discover up-to-date information on job postings, and also keep track of job applications. We settled on a web application as we thought it would be the most accessible, and our goal was essentially to help Women Plus navigate the recruiting process and prepare for a career in STEM. So there are three main aspects to our platform, which are connecting, preparing, and tracking. So for connecting, our application offers a mentor-to-mentee matching service based off of similar interests and past experiences. For preparing, we have a page to display company interview reviews and insights from other users. And finally, for the tracking aspect, we have a personal dashboard to store companies the user has applied to and also the respective job application statuses. So next, I'm going to walk you through a demo of our product. So this is actually the login page of our web application, and since we don't have an account, we're just going to go ahead and sign up. So I'm just going to fill in my name as Victoria, my email as victoria@hotmail.com, and then just my password as password, and we're going to sign up. And here we can choose if we want to be a mentor or mentee, and I'm just going to choose mentee. And then here, I'm just going to add a couple of my details, so Western University, Computer Science, 2024, and choose a couple of companies I'm interested in, and also a couple of technologies that I think I'm proficient in. Okay, so when I click finish, I'm going to be brought to the home page, which just gives me an overview of everything. So I see my network on the left and then any upcoming interviews on the right. So here we have commercial marketing intern at Bell, and we see that my stage is currently interview. From here we can go on to the company review page, and here we just have a list of companies with some of the recent company questions that they were asked either for an online assessment or an interview. So we can see questions for linked lists, queues, stack, binary search tree, and then also the frequency, difficulty, and date. And then here we can go to the personal dashboard, and this is the same page that we saw in home with all of the job applications. We're going to delete a couple, and we're also going to add a new application. So we're just going to put software developer at, let's say, Microsoft, and then we're going to set the date to January 1st and final interview, and we're just going to put a random link here, so say google.com, and we're going to add it, and it's going to appear as the last row of our table. So the last feature of our web application is actually the network, and here we'll see a bunch of people that I've connected with, and we can see that my top mentor matches have worked at Amazon and Hedera Hashgraph, and these are two of the companies that I put that I was interested in. Some mentors also went to Western University, which is also the university I put when I signed up. And then there are just a couple of mentors who are interested in the same technologies or use the same technologies as me. So we have mentors that match my dream company, match my same school, and then also are interested in the same technologies as me. So yeah, this is our complete web application. We can just go to home, and this will be an overview of everything. So our network on the left, and then we can just log out. And yeah, so that's a brief tour of our web application. Okay, back to the presentation. So I think our entire process can be divided into 5 main sections. The first one being idea definition, and this was when we all hopped into Google Doc and sort of brainstormed what we wanted to work on. After we decided on a main project, we selected the most important features, and then we made a design prototype in Figma, and then following that, we divided the front end and back end work as well as the different pages between each of our members, and we created this user interface using React and Node.js. And then the last step was obviously to create the presentation and film the demo video. So a couple of next steps we wanted to add would be, first of all, to create a minimum viable product, so something that's completely working and free of bugs. Secondly, we'd like to add some improvements to the user interface and refine some current features. So one of them would be to construct a more advanced matching algorithm based on interests and maybe desired results, so what you want to get out of the mentorship. And another one that I mentioned during the demo would be to add a search bar feature for the companies and add some user testimonials. And then step 3 would be to add new separate features like mock interview or coffee chat schedulers, and also a messaging feature between connections and your network. And then step 4 would be to develop a customized user profile with better suggestions for your network and also maybe some job applications. And the last one would be to integrate other applications like LinkedIn for better network expansion, Zoom for the mock interview and coffee chats, and maybe scrape some data from these applications as well. So just to give a brief recap, we wanted our application to be inviting, accessible, resourceful, and empowering. And so our goal was basically to create a safe space for women and non-binary individuals who are entering the STEM field and looking for guidance. I'd say our application is really easy to use and it's pretty intuitive. There are a bunch of resources available on it, and we hope to expand the ones that are on there as well. And then just lastly, it's a pretty empowering experience just knowing that you're supported by a bunch of other like-minded people and knowing that you have access to a bunch of resources. So that is it for our presentation. You can check us out on GitHub, and we hope you enjoyed.